What a pretty impressive and wild day today. 5.5% green day. This is the third largest daily point gain in market history. Was one of the largest intraday point swings also, and this is our largest obviously, daily percent change of the year. And dating all the way back to March 23rd, 2009, which was 7.08% green. This was the largest day we have had in, what, 23 years? Is that right? 13 years, sorry, math. 13 years, that's crazy. Crazy day. So, obviously CPI came in. Even more impressive is that everything beat. I mean, literally everything beat besides month over month. Month over month is the only thing that did not beat, and that just remained unchanged. So that is impressive now. This is actually, I think, the fifth reading in a row that year over year CPI has come down. And that's a pretty big trend. So that's something we're going to be keeping a big eye on next CPI to see if we continue that trend down or not. So with this big, we have a huge gap down here. As you can see, we have a nice, I'm going to zoom out here to kind of give us a little bit better of a picture here. We have a nice bull channel within this 2022 bear channel, which is the big green lines. We started in the red channel, we went all the way through the green channel and finished in the purple channel, which is super impressive to go through 3 channels in one day. That does not happen very often. The biggest thing though is we did perfectly reject the rising wedge, so we still have a nice rising wedge in effect right here on this this bull channel. So I'm going to be keeping close eyes on this and see if tomorrow we can push through 395.6. If we do, then we're just in a bull channel, we're not actually in a rising wedge. So then we could be looking at maybe the 200 EMA at 402, maybe even channel resistance at 405.4. However, something that could happen is if you look back at May 4th, right here, we had a similar thing. We had a huge move, 3% green day, massive move, it was a $12.70 day. And that was immediately met up with a 3.55% red day. Now this was a FOMOC day, so it's a little bit of a difference, obviously, in overall sentiment. However, I have a hard time believing that we're going to just continue to rip green. But it's very possible. We very well could just head straight up from here. Key support is going to be right here, though, at 392, not 393. And then we have the 390, the big level support. If we break back below this, that would be pretty bearish, especially if we close below it. That we could come back down here and gap fill before we maybe go up. We very well could end up just in maybe like a bigger chop range of 370 to 390. We could really end up chopping from 371 to 405 also. So we're just going to keep an eye on kind of where we head here. The hardest part about right now is now that we're over the 75% retracement up, or the 25 percentile up of the bear channel, it's hard to say let's go calls because your risk to reward is only from here to here before possible big time resistance. But going for puts, you have all the room down here. However, we don't really break below the 25 percentile, and we very well could just chop in this big range up here in the 390s to 400s until next CPI and FOMOC, and you'll just get burnt out before you even make a gain. It's a really, really tough place to be right now, as there's not enough bearish information coming in the next, between now and next CPI and FOMOC in December to warrant puts, but we're so high I can't really warrant calls either. Looking at Futes, so big old green day, one of the biggest, most impressive green days I've seen. Biggest thing to watch is it did touch, I didn't do it when I did my written TA, but it finally touched that 39.75 resistance area right here. This is our biggest chance of a double top reversal. So if we hold under this, and we really could even push all the way up here to the rising wedge at 39.90, and then fall back down, and we come back down here and we could test 39.05, maybe even 38.63. So The next big level up though is 4027, which is the 200 EMA, and the big level is 4090 followed by 4135. This 4090 will be a huge player if we get to it, and that's where I would expect us to see the biggest chance of a rejection. If we break through that, then we are talking more, 4170 to 4200. 4200 would be the last defense, but as you can see, we would be at the bear channel resistance if we get there. Looking at Apple, incredible day in Apple. Broke through the bear channel right here. We are still in, if you see here, this overall falling wedge though. We are attempting to break out of it. We didn't quite actually do it today at 147. About 147, pretty much on the dot. We did touch it after hours, but intraday we didn't quite get to it. So unless we open red at 146.2 and fall, then we will be through that level. However, we still have the bear channel right here, and we're just going to keep an eye on the 100 EMA right here at 150.6, and then pretty much after that it's 153.4. We did do pretty much a nice double bottom right here though, off of 135. So we can keep that in mind as a nice key support, and we very well could end up seeing a nice 147 to 135 chop range here on Apple. We could push back up even here though to 150. Tesla had a pretty impressive day too. I mean, everybody had impressive at 9%, 8%, 12%, 14 on Nvidia. Crazy. Biggest thing here is it broke out of the bear channel that we've been in for the last couple of days now, which is nice. We are still, as you can see, in a really nice falling wedge right here. So until it breaks through, which would be tomorrow, 201.8, we really are still in a bearish descent. Biggest thing that happened is we didn't quite get to a new 52-week low at 177.5. We didn't quite touch the actual bear channel of 2022 either. Tomorrow, the daily resistance at the 8 EMA is going to be right here at 197. We very well could see maybe a morning pop to 197 to gap fill and then see a sell-off. This also is looking like a really nice double top right here at 190.9 with a hammer candle right here. So this could see a nice reversal back down tomorrow. Looking at the weekly on Tesla here, biggest thing to take in mind here is the 200 weekly EMA. If we close below low 188.4 tomorrow, Friday, that would be really bearish. That is something that has not happened on Tesla in over 3 years now. And that would, in my opinion, signal the next side down. And even with everything going on, Tesla has been getting cream for, I mean, what, a month straight pretty much now. We had about a month of consolidation right here. But before that, we had a straight drop. It looks like we're in that next drop. So pretty much for me, I'm watching to see if it's going to continue its side down, which the next major support is 167.7. Or if we're going to put maybe like kind of like a hammer or doji, I guess it ended up being a hanging man candle in here, which could see a nice hand push up. I guess I did say hammer. I meant to hanging man. We could see a nice push up, but it's just kind of something we need to keep in mind, and we just got to kind of watch and just see where it takes us tomorrow. But the higher we close tomorrow on Tesla, the more likely we are to see a push up. And then next week, we have that nice resistance right there at 204.8 for that bear channel that we're in right here. So looking at the VIX, this is the biggest red day, so the biggest drop on the VIX since May 4th, which was also that day I was telling you where we had a big reversal. The interesting thing about today is we did dump through support here at 23.6. 23.5, but you can see what we did. End of day, we actually creep back up and we closed right at that support. So that's kind of interesting to me. You can see how important this area has been here. We had a nice pop off here back in June. This was actually the June CPI that we popped on. And then here we dropped down and we traded over this level for a while in July and August before we finally put the August top in. And then here, same thing. This was September CPI. We came down, touched it, and then we just went up. So something that very well could happen is even with this bullish sentiment, we still could see the VIX go back up now. People might start hedging for the downside now that we are so high on SPY. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on for sure. But Hope you guys had a good day. We'll talk about Bitcoin just real quick. Bitcoin had that impressive sell-off. It did put a really nice double bottom in here at 15.8, so this is a big support to watch now. And now it's trying to get back over the 17.6 area. If we can get back over that, and especially if it can take back 18.5K, which is the daily 8 EMA, that'd be pretty bullish, and it should see the next push up. However, I think there's a lot of worry in the crypto world right now, especially with the FTX stuff going on and just exchanges and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised, regardless of what SPY does tomorrow, to see crypto kind of take a big hit this weekend again, after a nice recovery here, and see the next leg down. I'm still eyeing 11 to 12.2K area if we see the next big leg down. You know, it's tough because trading this now that CPI beat again and we had a huge rally is actually harder than if we would have missed. If we would have missed, we would have ended up down here, and it would have been really easy to say, yeah, we're gonna, you know, be heading down to the 320 range because Jay Powell's gonna do a 75 basis point hike. He's not gonna slow rates, all that stuff. But now he's saying, gonna pretty much probably say, if this next CPI comes on the December 13th also comes in good, and he's probably going to be like, oh yeah, we do finally see a case to slow rate hikes. This has been enough decreasing in CPI and inflation and everything like that. And that's going to be a huge bullish catalyst. So, I mean, there's a chance, I guess, if you zoom out here, let's just look at this is December 12th, 13th. So, I mean, we could be in this range here before CPI. I mean, we would have to do a lot of chopping for the next month to get there. But I mean, there's a case to be said that we're going to just break out here now that there's really nothing stopping us for the next month. And I mean, we could end up somewhere in this, 410 to 428 range before the next CPI and then in FOMOC. And if he does give us the good information, we might be coming up here, but it'll be interesting to see. All right, hope you guys had a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow trading.
Thanks for tuning into this video. Don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe to stay updated. Here's the Lifetime Discord link. If you're interested, go ahead and you can type that into your browser. If that one doesn't work, just go ahead and send me a message or drop me a comment, and I will give you a new link. Here's some of the benefits. I do a pre-market analysis every day with key support and resistance level. I do a live commentary all day long on SPY. I do post my live intraday scalps and level-to-level plays. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, and on Reddit, my name is Daddy Dersh.